came here when you graduated?
So I graduated from Kent State in May, and I started Shelly's class in August. Yeah, end of August.
Yeah. And what had happened that you joined the class?
So basically, when I graduated, I had a lot going on. My brother got married, and my sister was having a baby. So I put studying on the back burner a little bit. And I did really well in school, so I thought, you know, I just need a little refresher, look over it before I test, no big deal. I was wrong. And I actually failed in just about the minimum. Which,
85? Or was
yeah,
it 75?
It was 89.
Oh,
So
89?
they gave me
Four more
4.
questions.
They gave me a 4. So I actually walked out and thought that I passed. Like, I was like, oh, there's no way. Like, you know, who fails in the minimum?
What does the minimum mean, y'all?
You killed your patient.
You killed everybody. Like, if you fail in 80 questions, everybody dead, y'all. They dead. They so dead we can't bring them back.
So I was devastated.
I bet.
So I had used Kaplan because that's what my school like used, and that's what I had already paid for. So I wasn't ready to give up on Kaplan just yet. So I used Kaplan, and then I watched Mark K's videos the second time around, but I was a nervous wreck. Oh. So I go back in
45 days later.
exactly
Like I tell you,
45 days.
never do.
I did not know that. 45 days later, I'm in the testing center because I had a job that I had accepted in March, and I was so eager. So
But the job is a big deal.
yes.
Tell them what the job is.
I'll be in the operating room at Hillcrest. So yeah, I'm really
It's a
excited.
big deal. But guess what? She's still gonna be in the operating room at Hillcrest.
Yes, yes.
Tell y'all all the time, don't let this job tell you what to do.
Yes. So I ran back in the testing center at 45 days, and what do you know? I failed again. Oh my gosh. So
Now, how many questions that time?
85.
Oh, fuck.
Guys, like I didn't.
It gets worse. They didn't even give you the 4 extra.
No, I get worse. So I'm like, okay, what am I doing? Like at this point, I'm like, I swear, like I know. It's not like I don't know my stuff. It's just I don't know. So that's when I heard about Shelly, and I was like, you know, I have nothing to lose at this point. Like I'm just gonna trust that this woman can help me.
How'd you hear about us? I don't remember.
My aunt went to Lakeland, and like you came and spoke to her class or something. So she didn't even really know much about you, but she was like, I think she teaches classes. I'm like, okay. So showed up here, and
Totally confused when you walked in.
yeah, I was really overwhelmed and like really
That
confused.
little look was like,
And I was like pretty much doing nursing school all over again, but I mean at this point I feel like I need it, so like okay. So I started here in like the middle of August, and then I graduated, what am I saying, passed my test in December. So here,
not long.
Yeah, it wasn't very long, but I think like obviously I needed like content, but I think more than anything for me it was like testing strategies. Like I never felt like I didn't know the information, but it was like in school you're taught like ABCs, and then you come here and you're like, that is not it. Like you're gonna fail the test, like me, if you like go in with that mindset. So I feel like that was the biggest thing I learned here was like, this is like who you see first. UWorld was huge because it's so much like the test. Kaplan is just like
tricks.
It's not updated.
Decision tree.
Yeah, it's not helpful, at least for me.
And
yeah.
what did you think when you walked out the second test? Did you know you had failed,
Yes.
or did you think you had passed again?
No, I was bawling. I was like, there's no way.
no.
There's no way I passed that.
No way.
But and I knew in my head before I even went in, I was like, I'm not ready to take this again.
Okay.
But I was like, I just want to start this job. Like maybe
it'll work.
Yeah, like maybe I'll get lucky.
And what did you think this time when you walked out? And how many questions did you get?
I passed an 85 this year. I I was really triggered
Like,
when
for
it shut
real.
off. I was like,
that's right, PTSD.
yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, if I don't pass this time, I don't, like, I'm done.
Maybe housekeeping is a better idea.
Yeah.
Dietary hiring.
But this time around, I utilized like the whiteboard tool. So like for every answer, and I took my time, which I didn't do last time. So I would
tell
literally...
us about that, because people don't understand how critical that is. How long did it take you on your first test?
Oh my gosh, I was out of
85
there
questions.
in like a little over an hour. Like I was like...
My cousin over there like...
Yeah, no, like I...
Even she know that's crazy as hell.
It was insane. And I'm like, oh man, I really knew that. Like, wow.
It was too fun. You really felt like you failed.
I did. And then, because I'm like, nobody fails in the minimum. They do. People say it's so, like, that doesn't happen.
It does.
I'm a perfect example.
And how long did it take you this time? You started at what time?
I'm trying to think. 8 a.m., but
Okay.
you told us it should take like 2 hours for 60 questions.
2 plus.
I was
85.
Yeah. So I took even longer than that. So,
Okay.
because I would literally write down like for like A, B, C, and D of like the answer choices and like put everything I knew about it.
Good.
And like really look at it and like this time around I wasn't just immediately eliminating 2 like I used to. I was like actually going through and like trying to decipher
why this might be the answer. So
And-
real methodical, it sounds like.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And got out there about 11-ish.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah, so that makes sense, because 85 questions should take you about 3 hours plus some change if you'd really just take your time. You heard somebody else, our girl here, she did 150 and she spent all of the 5 hours. How much time did she say she had left with 150? 1 minute left.
Oh my
That was
gosh.
Hassan who passed. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So what do you think you would tell them to do? If you're like the mean old teacher, Shelly, what are you going to cuss them out and tell them?
So I think for me it was like, I know a lot of you probably have like jobs waiting or whatever it is, but don't rush the class. Like honestly, take your time through all of her videos. Like,
Because you even were worried about it. You came to me
yeah.
and said, tell them what you told me. And I was like, fuck that job.
I was like freaking out because I actually like know somebody at my job, and so when I had accepted it, we like told that family friend, and they were like texting my mom like, oh, did Emily take her test again? And I'm like, Mom, what if they're trying to fill the spot? Like, whatever. I was so worried. And Shelly was like, because it is like a good job, and
It's
I'm
a
sure
good job.
they wanted to fill it, but I will say they did wait for me. It was so
They do.
so nice.
It's a nursing shortage. Wake up. They're going to wait.
Take advantage of that. You guys can get jobs that you don't think you could get.
That you don't think you're going to get. Yeah.
So-
I told her what God has for you. It's for you. If it's meant for you, it'll be waiting for you after you take this test. Don't be dingy. Let's just pump our brakes and learn this. Yeah.
So just don't rush. Take your time.
Yeah, that was good advice.
Yeah.
You are so cute. Adorable!
Thank you so much.
How was your vacation?
It was so good. Yeah, I finally took a vacation after I passed, and it was much needed.
You feel good.
Yes,
Yeah. One of the biggest errors we do want you guys to know is taking a vacation before your NCLEX. That's really bad. Probably 90%. Yeah, I don't think you did that, but 90% of our students have done that, and they come back up here and tell their story later because they did fail, because you got to stay all engaged in this stuff. You can't let off the gas pedal, right? You got to really stay your part. What questions do you have from a girl? Anybody?
How did you feel the content was taking it your 3rd time?
That's a good question. Did you feel like, whoa?
Was it harder?
So I don't think it was harder, but I don't know if it was because I just genuinely knew it after this class. But also you have to remember that since I failed in the minimum twice, I didn't use like that many questions. Like, you know, most people like
The test bank.
yeah, like I didn't use a ton of my test bank, luckily.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So it felt reasonable.
yeah, and I actually felt like everything on my test was stuff that like we've really talked about in here, so it was like,
Yeah.
it wasn't new to me, and I knew.
What were your scores when you first came?
I think my lowest score ever was like a 60 something.
I think so.
Yeah. I never did like terrible,
Yeah.
but like it seriously, it was like testing strategies and like just some stuff that I learned in here, I like never fully understood in nursing school. So then it like finally clicked.
Made sense.
Yeah.
Remember Hassan? Her lowest score was 20. She's an RN now too, but she stayed here a lot longer. 20 and 60 are two different things. Any other questions for this baby?
What were your scores before you took your exam, if you don't mind me
Good
asking?
question.
85.
Yeah, you were in the 80s, 85, sometimes 87. What was your mastery topics? Where were you in that? I thought you had did just about everything.
Yeah, I finished everything by the end of it, but yeah, I got through everything.
Yeah. Any questions, anybody? Okay. What's that, honey? Oh, now she can't tell that.